Oh wow, are we back already? Not a very professional host. I hope they pull the mic just a little. Is this better? Let me pull the microphone just a little closer to these sweet, luscious lips of mine. You know, everybody that knows me tells me I have big lips. I'm a big lip man. That's just the way I'm made. That's my dog Rocky, who I sometimes call Roger, and he's very attached to me. Roger's a good man. Tonight, to get the show started off, a little unprofessional of me, I must admit. You know, I ran to the kitchen just then, and I got me a thing of high C. Now, I've not been watching my diabetes at all. I've kind of slacked off on that. When you're, I guess when you're a diabetic, at some point you're just like, geez, let me be a human. Be a human once more, not this broken thing. It constantly needs maintenance. You know, very, very annoying. And you know, it's sort of like being diabetic or having sugar problems or whatever you want to call it. It's like you're a 1989 Ford Escort and your transmission is always leaking. So you always have to keep refilling it constantly with transmission fluid, or else your transmission is going to blow out. Now, you can't get your transmission replaced because you ain't got the money to do it. But in a diabetic sugar case, I guess this would be more like you can't really replace who you are because, well, that's just not something that they do. I mean, they do organ transplants and stuff like that, but that doesn't really kind of work that way with, you know, sugar problems. So anyway, welcome to the show. This is CB Smallwood, and you're watching Sketching Past Midnight Live. And this is a place where we talk about things that go bump in the night, comics, sci-fi, horror, fantasy, pop culture, and everything in between. Today, I'm equipped with some high C, some two chocolate cake things and wrappers, little Debbie snacks. I'm very, very tired. And before we get started, I want to tell you about the Wildcat Anthology comic that is live right now on Indiegogo. And rather than me just talk about it, let me try to show you a video. So let's cue this up and let it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like McDonald's. I'm loving it. But of course, I would love it because, you know, I made the thing. So I would assume I'd be happy with what I create. Then that's not always the case. You know, there's a lot of times that even I, CB Smallwood, will draw something or come up with something on the guitar or just whatever, something I fart into existence and I smell it and it stinks. And that happens from time to time. But I really do feel that little Wildcat Indiegogo ad is not a stinker, though I could be wrong. It could you ever do one of those things where things are so close to your face that sometimes you kind of you know, what's that Bruce Lee saying? You know, don't pay attention to the finger so much because you'll miss all that heavenly glory. You know, yeah. I mean, the finger pointing to the moon bit in Enter the Dragon. Good movie. Good movie. We should have got. I really wish we got to see Game of Death. That was going to be Jim Lee's, not Jim Lee. Sorry. Bruce Lee's masterpiece. Would have been great. Now, what you're looking at, folks, and I know I'm not done nothing yet. I've done nothing but talk. I've got a thing pulled up on Krita, which is an awesome free editing, Photoshop-like editing software. And I figured, what time I talk and obliviate with you fine folks, that I would work on some stuff for the anthology, some stuff I've been talking about for a while, and we'll get into that. But first, let's look at some comments, if we got anybody commenting. And yes, there is one soul that's with us this fine morning, evening, night, wherever you happen to may be, is our most excellent friend and a co-contributor to the Wildcat Anthology comic, Mr. Sideburns. And he says, "Hey, CB, you've been busy." Yes, I have. Yes, I have indeed. Let me minimize this. Let me pull up my Krita. You should see stuff moving now. Okay, now let me clear up some of this clutter, okay? And you should be able to see more of what's going on. Wait a minute here. I'm clearing up all the wrong stuff. All the wrong stuff. That's me. Never can do anything right. Like in the Wizard of Oz and the Munchkin swinging from a tree. That's me. So here we go. Let's pull this up. Bam. So yeah, I've been busy, and basically, what I've been doing is let's bring this layer all the way down here. Come on, guys. Is this going to be my existence now? Every time I make a new layer, but see, I had unintentionally planned to do the Wildcat Anthology basically on my birthday, which was yesterday, June the 22nd, and I almost had it ready to launch. The on June the 21st, I spent like 12 hours, give or take, working on getting the Indiegogo ready. Now, when you go to get an Indiegogo ready, you can't just get that thing ready. You gotta you really gotta go for it. There's a lot that goes into getting Indiegogo campaign together. First of all, you gotta have a video. Got to have a video to show everybody how awesome your campaign is. And what you know it. Start to get started on the video. And what do you need? You need to have a stuff to put in the video, right? You gotta have stuff to put in that video. Otherwise, it's not going to look right. And what kind of stuff? Well, I got to have a cover for the comic. So I had to go get the dress ready for the comic, which is basically the lettering and the, gosh, I don't know, the logo for the comic book company and all that other stuff and whatever blurbs and crap I want to put on there. I guess that'll work. So I had to go get the cover ready before I could make the video. So once I got the cover done, I had to get started on the video. And so to get started on the video, I had to find music for the video. So I had to search around forever for some, decent music that I could use for the video that was royalty and copyright free and all that, jazz. And then I'm sorry, I'm kind of blanking because anytime I do something creative, it always distracts me just a little bit. But where was I talking? What was I talking about? Heck, I don't even know anymore. I don't know. I'll think of it later. It doesn't matter. There's like an old saying: if you can't remember it, it's probably not that important. Oof, too big. There we go. I don't know about that. You know what? That looks good. I'm happy with that. Happy with that overall. Now we need to fix the hair. But the expression is if you can't remember, it's probably not that important. I also remember Leonard Skinner, the singer Ronnie Van Zant. He said that when he comes to writing lyrics, if he can't remember what the lyrics are, I mean, he doesn't write them down. But if he can't remember what the lyrics are, then he doesn't bother writing them down because they're probably not worth writing down. If they're not worth remembering, they're not worth writing down. That's kind of his logic. Da, 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 da. Like this makeshift Jamaican thing he's got going on here. Pretty cool. It's coming together well, I think. Let me check, make sure there is no further comments. No, everybody's commented out. That's good because I'm kind of I'm kind of pooped out myself. So a lot of work goes into it. You got to get the music, you got to get the you got to get cover art and stuff done. You got to have like scenes from the comic ready to go. Now, when my original vision for the video for the Indiegogo campaign is I wanted to feature everybody's story / artwork in the video, and I actually have a video file called video ad or something. I can't remember. It's on my desktop, and I had a lot of people's artwork in it. But the problem that I had was, some of the files were in the wrong format to be used in a video. so I'd have to reformat those so I'd be able to use them. Some of them would have to have their color levels adjusted to where the there was good contrast between the blacks and the whites in the line art, you know. And it's nobody's fault or nothing like that. It's nothing to point the finger to blame or anything like that, because, you know, everybody's still, you know, working on what they're working on. You know what I mean? And you know, I guess, you know, maybe a few other issues. And so rather than just, you know, and some stuff, you know, had been lettered and may not want to use the lettered pages, probably want just clean art. And then so there's, you know, a bunch of stuff that needed done. So I'd rather than me contacting like 6 or 7 or 8 different people and saying, hey, can you send me this, send me that, and all this other stuff, and yada yada yada. I just I was like, nah, that's okay. Let's not do that. Citral Z, it's a little too thick for me. Let's try it now. Okay, that'll work. So I kind of put that headache aside, and I was like, well, I'll just be a little narcissist, and I'll just use all my own artwork. So please forgive me for that. That was not my original intent. Oh, and there was another issue too, because you know, in using everybody else's stuff to make the video, is I wanted the video to be like wham, wham, bam, bam in your face and has, you know, lots of action going. And I figured that if I used, you know, there was a couple of contributors that had these really key action moments that really stood out, and I felt like if I used those, I would be giving away too much of the good stuff. Does that make sense? And see where I done, and I'm not being braggadocious, where I've done 28 or 32 pages, I still have plenty more things to show people to where, you know, to where I feel like, you know, when they go to back it and eventually get it and read it, that they don't feel like, you know, they've already read this or seen the whole movie like in the previews. You know what I mean? So I wanted to make sure that I saved a lot of you guys' best stuff for last or something like that. I mean, it's not like a hardcore philosophy that I'm living by or anything like that. It's just you know, just something that I thought about too, is another reason why I did things the way I did them. So in putting the video together, what else did I have to do besides, you know, finding the music? And I had to find all these royalty free effects and stuff like that to put in it. And then I was using OpenShot Editor. You know, I use Linux and stuff. How to use OpenShot Editor, which is great. I really like it. You know, it's not the bomb.com, but it's simple sometimes, and it's pretty cool overall. It does the job. And I was using that to edit the video. And the thing is, the more stuff you put in it, the more files and stuff, it starts to crash. And so it crashed on me like 10 times or more, probably like 15. And you'd really get so far into the video when it would do that. And and so you'd have to sometimes go back and redo things that you already done. But fortunately, OpenShot has this cool feature where it kind of saves somehow. Somehow it saves almost the last little bit, or it does save the last little bit that you worked on right before it crashes. So that's one cool thing that it does. And speaking of save, I probably should hit save as. I don't know if you can see this, probably not. We're going to save this as Wildcat whimsical ads. And this needs to be a Krita document. There we go. So now I've got like probably like 10 different or 20 different ads in this thing. Not in the comic, but in Krita that I'm going to play around and change around and kind of make on my own. Now, some of you that might be watching might be like, CB, isn't that wrong? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. I'm not worried about it. You know, the thing is, a lot this stuff that I'm pulling from is like old or ancient by today's standards, and you know, this stuff's not coming back. You know, this isn't, you know, hurting nobody, taking food out of anybody's mouth or anything like that. And if anything, it's going to help people get an appreciation for stuff it's, you know, long gone by. You know what I mean? And I like the idea of doing these whimsical ads in the comic, and you know, and the other reason I wanted to do them is they're good filler because, you know, like if I want to make sure that somebody's splash page or double splash page shows up correctly in the book, sometimes you have to have something to go before or go after or something like that to make sure that it lines up the way it's supposed to. And you have to be careful because stuff can interfere with the story. So I thought by having these whimsical ads would be a good lifesaver to make sure that the pages come out looking good, you know, in the pacing and all this other stuff. And it might be a good break from everything. Darn it, I'm tired of being a skinny scarecrow. Charles Atlas, I don't know about that, buddy. I wonder. New vector layer. Let's go to layer style. You probably can't see none of this, but I'm clicking a bunch of buttons right now. I'm trying to get this thing ready to rock. Okay. We'll name this words, so I know what the heck I'm doing. There we go. Whoa, that's awful big. You know what? I didn't need to do that. That was so dumb. That was very dumb. We'll name this balloons. So dumb. I hate that. You know, Ctrl Z. Okay. Rename it balloons again. Dumb. I can't believe I did that. Yeah, I can. I do dumb stuff all the time. I need another vector layer. This time it's going to be regular. We'll name it words. All righty. Let's bring that words down. No. Come on now. There we go. Let's change this up a bit. All right. I bet 7 might be the sweet spot. What do you think? Oh boy, that's pretty close. It's not exactly right. Will 6 do it? Yes, baby. All right. Let's see. All right. I don't mean to be quiet. Let me do something here for a second and let me try to make some magic. Can I make some magic? Oops. Well, let me try this. Okay. See, this is the part of the show that I hate doing, because I'm in the middle of doing something, and last thing I want to do is just bore you all to tears. 031. I need to remember that. Just like that. See 031. Okay. Let's make that black again. Oh boy. And shoot. This is turning into work now. Last thing I wanted to do. I need to make sure this is tight so I have space to move things. All right, cool. Come on now. There we go. Don't give me a hard time. Don't give me a hard way to go. Darn it, I'm tired of being a skinny scarecrow. CB Smallwood says he can make me a new man. I'll gamble a stamp and get his free book. Boy, it didn't take long. What a build. Now I can take care of that bully. Let me hit save. All right, let me look at the old YouTuber and check out some of these comments that we may have here. All right, Devil Flyer, welcome to the show. Good to see you again. Our most excellent friend says, "Hell, CB, hell to you as well." Sideburns writes, got to not give away too much like all the trailers nowadays. Yeah, that's what I was trying not to do. Yeah, file recovery can be a lifesaver. Yes. And that's in reference for those that might be just now tuning in or anyone watching the replay. We were talking about, or I was talking about, like how OpenShot Video Editor just kept crashing on me like 15 times and really set me back because you have to kind of reopen the app, and sometimes you have to kind of reset things up. Editing videos that you're trying to make really good is pain in the butt. It's a really bad pain in the butt. Cyber writes, the word you want is public domain. That's in reference to what I was talking about earlier about the me using all these old things from back in the day and kind of refurbishing them. Um, some of them are public domain and some of them are not. The ones that are not, I'm refurbishing them into something new. So what I mean is like, uh, even if it is, even if somebody did raise a stink, it's like, I can't remember. There's somebody once told me that if you change something like 10% or 15% or 30%, I can't remember what the actual number was, that legally, it's a new thing, it's a new entity or whatever. And that, and this ain't to cash in on anything anyway. This is just this is just good, honest fun. Ain't no big deal. Ain't no big deal. Public domain. I love public domain. It's awesome. I wish, Disney and all these other big corporations didn't raise a stink and cause us to lose, like access to so many great works of art that should already be in the public domain, such as Conan, which Conan is in the public domain in Europe, but not in the US. And there's weird little things, but there's all kinds of cool stuff. It should already be in the public domain. Let me go back to working on this thing. Click back over here. So I got the video done at some point on June 21st. I can't remember. And then I had to make the thumbnails for the tiers or the perks or whatever on Indiegogo. And I don't know what the heck those are going to be. How much should I ask for an 80-page comic? How much should I fix the shipping? How much should there be shipping? What kind of perks or tiers are they? Uh, and there's also, let me open up a cake. What time I'm doing this? I really don't need to eat it health wise, and also not hungry per se, just kind of anxious. I'm just doing a fat person thing. I'm a little fat. I'm not like, well, yeah, I'm pretty big. I'm not like huge, but if I wasn't active, I would be in far worse shape. I'll just put it that way. But the pricing of the stuff on the anthology, the reason I came up with the prices that I did to talk inside baseball is simply this. Like, there's like 2 or 3 reasons. First of all, it's like the shipping for books nowadays is very expensive. Very expensive. I remember that, shipping to like Australia, I can't remember if it was $30 or $60 to ship one book, which is crazy, ridiculous, Um, and so, I had a lot of European friends that were helping me out on the last campaign by backing the book, and it's going to be a little bit of money, but I was happy, more than happy to pay out of pocket to make sure that they got the book, because that's how I roll, at least in theory, anyway. And well, one of the things I did, I kind of set it for U.S. only as far as like the printed books, and that's not me being mean. It's just that with the price of shipping overseas, such an unknown and expensive, and also I haven't set up a network of distributors and printers in Europe. I was trying to figure out like if I could get like a UK printer to actually print Wildcat comics in the UK and distribute them throughout Europe. And could I save money doing that way and all this other stuff, or would I need to have one for the UK for um, I don't know, for like Italy, Spain, France, Germany, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm going to have to stop on this one because there's a lot of stuff that I need to focus on to really do this justice. So let me um, make all this stuff go away. Now I need to focus on this one because I really need to. I need to pull up stuff that that I can work on that I really don't have to think much about because shoot, it's a distraction to kind of go in deep thought about this stuff and try to do this stuff at the same time, you know. Where's my logo? Come on down, logo. Come on down. Come on, buddy. There you go. Let's make you visible. Everybody wants to look at you. Now let's minimize you. We're getting about there, I guess. Almost. There's one. There's two. There's three. And then there's four. Looks pretty good to me. See, I don't like that. That messed it all up doing that. Let's see. Control Z. Wonder if I can, let's see. Can I convert this to a vector layer? Would that save it? I'm trying to research this. Convert. Filter mask, selection mask to file layer. You know what? I got a solution. We're going to redneck this because why not? So let's see. Let me pull this back up. What I need to do is do the opposite what I just did. Oh yeah. Come on now. We're still working on this. Well, crap. Control Z on that. Well, it was a good idea in theory. Now it's too long. I'll figure it out. Some of you be watching this like, CB, why don't you just hit the flux capacitor lasso tool, Ctrl Z, F sharp, / button, and it'll all turn out right. Yeah, I could do that. Or I could just do what I'm doing right now and be a hero to everybody. Oh, just look at it. Look how that's coming together. I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so Image. Let's see. I need to resize canvas. Let's just do it that way. Width. Let's make it 1,000. Let's go. Go big or go home. Not big enough. Okay. How about 1,500? Perfect. Now I got room to play. Let me check my comments here. All right. Everybody's quiet or went to bed. Left me alone to play. So anyway, eating this cake here. Sugar on top of sugar. But runs into a lot of money shipping wise. A good buddy of mine asked me today, he's like, maybe I've got it overpriced for the anthology comic. And maybe I do. I don't know. That's a good question. But the way I look at it is like, shipping is, like I said, it's outrageous. And the other thing is, if you're going to make a living as an indie comic artist, writer, creator, what value do you place on your work? It's sort of like, somebody can come up to you and say, like, you've drawn over the years, I spent countless hours in your room as an artist, and and you had to sacrifice a lot to get to that point. A lot of time, with friends and family, opportunities and stuff, all for your passion. But that's how you get good. That's how you get good at your craft, is doing stuff like that. And when somebody comes up to you and you're like, hey, I want you to draw this thing. Can you please, draw it? And I'll pay you X amount of dollars. And there's some people that get offended if you're able to draw that thing, paint that thing, color that thing, make that thing fairly quickly. But it's like, because you have the experience, you're able to do that. That's what that person's paying for, is that experience and that quality that you're able to churn out. Just because something can be done quickly, or seemingly with little effort, which this took a lot of effort to make this anthology. So I guess in a weird way that also figures in the price. Like, what do you feel you're worth? And also beyond that, the price of the anthology is about, you can't make a career out of it unless you're going to make a profit out of it, and there really ain't going to be much of a profit, because the majority of the funds is going to be going to be giving all the taking care of the backers first, but then after that, giving all the creators the all the contributors on this book, multiple copies of their own, So it's best to play it safe, to make sure that you got the funds to work with to do uh, whatever it is that you're trying to do. I also noticed that a lot of the people in Indiegogo are pricing their books around $20 to $25. So I kind of use that as the standard as well. I would ideally love to just sell comics for $5 or $10, depending on how many pages there was and stuff like that. Because I personally, though I sound very hypocritical, think comics are too expensive, but like with inflation going up and the value of the dollar going down, that sort of thing. All right, I need to take a look here. Oh, let me take that stuff off so I can look at it. Let's see here. Yep, this one's going to take a bit of work. Okay, so the other thing I figured I'd mention is, so I spent like all June 21st getting this stuff together, and then in June the 22nd on my birthday, early in the morning when I thought I had it all done, Indiegogo wouldn't take wouldn't let me launch the campaign because I needed to get the bank stuff taken care of. So I had to get a routing number and the account number and all this other stuff. I had to get verified. So eventually I got that took care of on the 23rd. I think that's what it was. Yeah. On 22nd, I finished up some stuff. It was on the 23rd that I got the Indiegogo ready to launch. And I figured I'd just go ahead and launch it, rather than wait any longer. Anyway, I'm glad it's over with. It has been a busy past couple of days. And I've been on Twitter trying to get things ready. Trying to, get people to realize that this campaign's going on. I have but I have tagged over 1,000 people so far, starting with the letter A, starting with the letter B, and starting with the letter C. Yeah, it's over 1,000 people, I'm sure, that I have tagged. And they're not exaggerating, because you can only fit like roughly 25 names or 25 people that you can tag per post. And I usually do like 4 or 5, 6, 7 of those per post that I tag people in. So you do the mathematics. I don't know. And I've done quite a few of those. And and I know people don't like to be tagged, but Twitter limits the reach of these things. I've also posted multiple times on Twitter, Facebook, Minds, Gab, YouTube, Facebook in the past couple of days, letting people know that it's coming and that it's here and that it's live. Also on Odyssey, forgot to mention that. Oh, and Instagram. So I've been doing that, and of course, many of you fine folks have been doing it too, and greatly appreciate it. It really makes a difference. Oh, I had to make this thing. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, you should be able to. Where, what in the world? Get over here. I had to make this thing so I could share it on Facebook and different social media things and all this other stuff, which I'm glad I made it because it looks cool. I think it looks professional, Probably shouldn't have the Wildcat comic stretched out that far, but I actually riffed this off of a Indiegogo Facebook ad that I saw 2 or 3 years ago, and I liked it so much that I went and actually took and I got a screenshot of it, and then so I basically emulated what they did, but I'm using my own fonts and my own comic and images and that sort of thing. I'm right there with the Chinese. I'm all about reverse engineering. Yeah, I'll reverse engineer the crap out of things. Just kind of resizing there. I'm piddling more than anything because honestly, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, I kind of have to do off camera, when I don't have the pressure of entertaining you and all this other stuff. All right, that still looks good, I guess. Didn't botch it too bad. Yeah. Got everything fitting in here fairly good. Also, spent $10 on Comic Artist Pro Secrets super chat during one of his live streams today. Didn't get any biters or takers on that. And I spent $10 on a super chat on the Jack show, and I actually had somebody check out the campaign, and they said that when they get paid, that they are going to donate to the campaign. So it's pretty cool. So basically, I spent $20, made $25. That's not the best economics at all. So I really am trying to pull out all the stops to make sure that this campaign's successful, and I'm not going to leave any stone unturned, and it's not going to be a situation where I'm going to look back and be like, well, I wished I'd done this. I wished I'd done that. No regrets. No regrets. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to take breaks here and there because, I've been at it pretty hardcore these past 3 days. And, I ain't no saint. Don't put me on a pedestal. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying that I'm human, and this stuff's exhausting. This isn't fun at all. Crowdfunding a comic, it's just a lot of work. Work. I really love Gore Shrek's art, whatever that guy's name is. I think Gore Shrek I feel like he's an artist, but he's also, this was a comic book. And they only did like so many issues of it. It's pretty good. It was a horror comic and an anthology book. In other news, we have made or raised $205 on the Wildcat Anthology comic thus far. There we are, back at the old trusty New Empire Comics logo. 205 schmackaroonies. Let's see. I'll stop that screen. I'm going to do another share screen, see if I can show you the campaign. We'll take a look at that. What time I'm boring you to tears. I'm sure I am. Chrome tab. There we go. Bam. Can you? Well, I guess you guys can see this. But anyway, here it is. We've raised $205 so far. 7 backers with 30 days left. Hit refresh. You never know. I don't think anybody's donated since then. And nope. So it was really encouraging to see that right off the bat. Discouraging slightly to not see more, but I'm not surprised because Indiegogo is a Comicsgate platform, and the good folks in Comicsgate don't know me from Tom, Dick, or Harry. I'm just another bloke. Who knows? And they're very particular about who they back and that sort of thing, and very suspicious. They're very suspicious. And basically the way to get funded, the Comicsgate way is got to get on their live streams and introduce yourself and stuff like that. And I've yet to do that. But I'm open to it. I'm more than happy to do that. I also need to change this right here. It's the title is not My Littlest Skull. It's something else. I think it's The Littlest Skull. I have to go back and reread my messages here, but I need to fix that. There's probably other stuff in here that's wrong too, but man, look at that cover. That's pretty sweet, ain't it? I really like what I did here with the logo, putting that in there. The what do you call that? The box art or something. There's a word for it. You used to see it all the time back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then in the millennium, it just became unhip to do it anymore, I guess. I don't know. I also took some old art of mine and made it into a variant cover. And so far, 3 people has claimed the variant cover, which is pretty cool. I didn't expect that. I guess it's good timing that I had Joko color that for me, so that's pretty cool. I'm very, very happy with that. Filling this out, it feels very awkward, because I don't never know what to say or put in these things. What people what do people want, and how to make it sound professional. But basically, what I wrote is like I introduced it with, this is the Wildcat Anthology comic, Volume 1. The man they call Wildcat is captured by Dr. Terror, where he is being tortured as to the whereabouts of the Ascani Shigorn, a mysterious object of unknown origins and use. From there, we are taken to dreams, memories, visions, recordings, and alternate realities involving Wildcat's misadventures. There is a slight horror element to this book, a bit grindhouse, tons of action, and a whole lot of 90s. Over 30 pages by me, the braggadocious C.B. Smallwood, and 50 fantastic pages by my fellow awesome indie comics contributors. And in no particular order: R.J. Johnson, Zero Comics publisher, the Reverend, The Littlest Skull, Gruntle, a few other things, Peter DeLuca, aka Pad, Trial by Fire, and I think he has Uzi Susie and something else. B.W. Sims, Wildcat Anthology, And he's also written several Polish short stories. Alison McGlone, I'm still getting to know her, but she does The Manifested and has a girl in her shadow that she's done. Peter Palmiotti is, we all know about his creation Retro, and he also, for those that don't know, back in the 90s, he was the inker on books like Iron Man, Uncanny X-Men. I think I just learned tonight, I think Aquaman too, and a couple of other things as well. So that's pretty cool. And his run on Iron Man, short and brief, I think, but he did the really cool Age of Innocence thing where they had a young Tony Stark, and it was really awesome. It was back when the editors and writers at Marvel were fighting to prevent Heroes Reborn from happening. So they killed old Tony Stark and replaced him with a young Tony Stark. They had Warren Ellis on Thor, I think, with Mike, whatever, Debota. I can't pronounce his last name. Awesome Brazilian artist. They were switching it up left and right, doing all kinds of cool stuff. They had moved Carlos Pacheco from Excalibur over to the Fantastic Four, working with Tom DeFalco. So we missed out on that because Tom DeFalco is an awesome writer. And the more better artists that you give him to work with, the better his writing becomes. And good proof of that is when he was working with Steve Scorse on The Amazing Spider-Man. But anyway, so we missed out on Carlos and Pacheco and Tom DeFalco and Fantastic Four. So, but that was going on. They only did like one or two issues together. Also, we got what was happening during that time in the 90s before Heroes were born. We had Ron Garney and Mark Waid on Captain America. We had who did they get on Avengers at this time? I'm trying to remember. They had some pretty cool artists that they were kind of floating around. There's this one guy who drew sort of like Roger Cruz, who only did like one or two issues, and they were fantastic. Never saw that person again. They disappeared. Yeah, pretty much all those books that were going to get taken over by Heroes Reborn, they were doing awesome stuff with them. And then after Heroes Reborn was over and they returned the heroes back to Marvel Comics New York offices, they basically went back to business as usual, and they could care two craps about what they were doing. So anyway, Peter Palmiotti was inking during that time, so that's pretty cool. We got Lucifer Storm, the award-winning author. He is currently working on Ed Gein Demon Hunter. Awesome book. It's getting lots of praise. He's on the second issue now, and the third issue is also almost in the can. So him and his fantastic artists are killing it. And also he's well known and renowned for his book, Lady Satan. We got Young Geit. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. And his book, Phosphor. Looking forward to when that comes out. Abel Parsons, his formerly called Fire. Can I say words? Firepower, and is currently working title The First. CB Smallwood, you all know me, New Empire Comics, publisher, Wildcat, Monster Patrol, a bunch of other stuff. And then we got the fantastic colorist Alan Joko Triano, colorist extraordinaire with work too numerous to list. Who is the creator of this book? Me. Hello there. My name's CB Smallwood, and I'm the creator of Wildcat. Childhood creation of mine going all the way back to the early 90s. As I was working on the first issue a few years ago, there was this wild idea out that one day I would love to do an anthology comic featuring different artists and writers doing stories on my character, Wildcat. Well, before I knew it, that offhand comment took on a life of its own, and here we are. Scrolling on down, a lot of people talk about these bonus perks or something like that. And I was like, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I want to see if I can just raise $1,500 first. But I thought, well, I need to put something in there. And I thought, well, $2,500 funding go, find somebody to do a cool variant cover. And a couple $100 later, a couple $1,000 later, a trading card, and I actually looked up to see, if that's something I can make happen. I think so. I think it can be cheaply done. 6,000 funding goal. Should be able to afford to get the comic colored. I think I can work out a deal with somebody to color this comic. Have to negotiate a little bit, but yeah, because we still got to take the funds and make sure the backers get their book and the contributors get their multiple copies of the book and all that stuff. And then here we got some artwork. We got Sideburns, fantastic story. Really love the storytelling in this. And then we got RJ Johnston's, if I can pronounce my words right. Great story, fantastic story. I love the Clark Kent spin on this. Pretty cool. And then we've got Jan's most excellent story. His Rick Leonardi, George Perezi, really cool looking, light and shadow deal going on here. It's awesome. Got some Wildcat. Great. So that's the anthology. We'll check it out one more time. And I'm going to show you a campaign insights. I guess that's the main thing that I want to show you, because I'm not going to go all the way through it. I just want to show you one thing, because I think you'll find this interesting. But or maybe encouraging or not encouraging, but we got $205 raised so far, 29% of the funds via GoGo. So that means Indiegogo drives backers to your campaign through ways through our website, email program, and promotional channels. So 29% of the people are from Indiegogo, just scrolling around and it's like, hey, this looks good. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Or so it claims anyway. 7 backers. And this is the number that I want you to pay attention to. 144 total visits. That means 144 people. Now, I don't know if Indiegogo does a good job of keeping track of if it's not somebody clicking multiple times to check the campaign. I know the number doesn't seem to go up when I do it. So I'm assuming that they're pretty good about that. But let's say this number represents 144 individual people. That means that this campaign is interesting looking enough. 144 people actually clicked on the Indiegogo and taking a look at it, and I guess watched the video. So right now there's a couple of Indiegogo campaigns that are going on that have raised like $50,000 here, $30,000 there, $20,000 there. Why that's relevant, why that's important, is it actually hurts our campaign because people's broke. People's running out of money. The good news is we're close to the end of the month, so some people might be getting paid. And this campaign ends in the middle of the month of July, around July the 23rd. So people should at least get 2 paychecks, maybe 3 or 4, maybe 3 paychecks, at least 2 between right now till the campaign ends. And then that's when we're really going to find out if this 144 total visits pans out to actual cash flow, not to sound crude or anything like that. All right, so can I go back to StreamYard now? Talked everybody's head off about it. We're back. All right, I think that's enough for this video. I've been here for an hour and 11 minutes. Probably ran off most of my audience. Bored just to tears. offended everybody. I seem to always offend people when I do these live streams anymore. My subscriber count always drops. Oh, I'm so disappointed because I always get so close to getting 560 subscribers and it always dips down. I was like, man, that sucks. But I just wanted to live stream it and let you guys know that the Wildcat Anthology comic is live. It's on Indiegogo. And I wanted to thank you all for helping making it happen. Whether it succeeds or fail, I really mean that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me, lifting me up, and helping me make this happen. And more importantly, I want to thank all the contributors because, you know, without them, this anthology comic just wouldn't exist, you know. It wouldn't be the same, you know. We are lifting each other up. We're holding one another and you know, kumbaya, I guess. But yeah, you know, it's like that expression I always say in my all my videos where, you know, be the tide that rises all ships. And that's what we are to one another. We're being the tide that rises all ships, you know. Just as one goes, we all go. We're all going up. And I really want to thank all you contributors. If you know, if you, I probably should have done that at the start of the video, honestly. Terrible. I'm just so tired. But, you know, I really appreciate it, guys. Yins are a blessing to me, and it means a lot. Many of you have helped me with this book in numerous ways and continue to do so, and just help me personally as human beings in numerous ways. And that really, really, really means a lot to me. And, you know, those that are not even contributors, you know, those of you that are just friends of me and the channel, all this other stuff, I really, really appreciate everything that you do. So, you know, if you're broke or strapped for cash, I understand. I'm not going to put any social pressures on you to back the book. Still be nice though, you know. But you got July 23rd, you know, to save up about $25 or so. I think you can do it if you really want to help support this campaign, help support me, help support these contributors that worked on this book, these fine people, you know, get their work out there to get their work seen, you know. But regardless of all that, thank you all. And yeah, that's about all I want to say. So just a quick reminder, you know, please be the tide that rises all ships, you know, be the change that you want to see. I truly, truly believe that if you got righteousness on your side, that mighty forces will come to your aid. Carpe diem, my friends. And until next time, I will hopefully see you in the next video.